Alright, here I am in the rain. I had hoped to be diving with a buddy today, but it didn't work out, so I'm diving alone in the rain. Poor me. What I'd like to show you is how to dive in tidal rivers and see if I can just show some points that it makes sense. This is an inlet coming from the ocean. The ocean's way out there. Probably another downpour. I guess it doesn't matter because I'm going diving, but crap, I didn't know it was going to rain this hard. Hang on, I'm going to get under that bridge. Alright, I'm under the bridge. Middle of a deluge, but that's much better. Hello! So I dove out in this inlet quite a bit. And look at those houses that you can see along the shore out there. They look like they're 1880s, 1890s, 1910 and newer. And as it turns out, that's what I found down here. I found a lot of modern Budweiser bottles and soda bottles, screw top, brand new stuff, litter, but mixed in there were some interesting finds that made it worth diving. But what I want to show you is this tide. And the time that you're supposed to dive, which seems counterintuitive to me, because when I dive, I want to dive in as shallow a water as I can, but I was told over and over, no, you got to dive these tidal rivers at high tide. And the reason for that is right now, as you can see this water, let's see if I can get a view of the water moving. Yeah, you see how it's still racing in, and according to my tide chart, high tide is an hour from now. And I was told that I should dig. I'm used to digging, but that I should dive an hour before high tide. The reason being is that the water that's coming from upriver is all silty from the runoff. It's muddy, it's silty, and as water comes up to here from inland, it's loaded with silt and algae, and the visibility is terrible. But looking out to the ocean, this water takes a right turn, heads out to the ocean. The water that's racing in right now from the ocean is crystal clear. And you can start to see, as I look down in the water, that's pretty good visibility. It's looking like right now I've got about probably 5 feet of visibility. That's pretty good. And you know, according to the people that I talked to, you know, if you get the right time on the right day, you can get 10, 20 feet of visibility in salt water. And I'm not used to that because I dive usually in fresh water. So the rain is starting to subside, so I'm going to get my gear on and I'm going to go back up on the bridge. Sorry, I'm shaking around so much here, but I'm going to go back up on the bridge, and where I'm going to dive is right around this corner over here where that boat is. And I'll show you why in a second. I'll show you, see how straight that edge is? Well, there's some nice old rock. That's an old structure. But this side looks like it's been redone. Over here, there's some, around the corner, I'll show you, there's some old pilings that look original that could easily go back to the 1700s. So 20 feet down, right off of those pilings. Now you can see the pilings. Right there's the edge of one. That's where I'm going to try to get into and see if I can find any older stuff. Because even in this river here, I've been here twice last year, and along with the late 1800s stuff that I found out here, I also found shards and pieces of old black glass from the 1700s. So they were here, and as a lot of people will tell you, you know, this is eastern Massachusetts. Anywhere along the eastern coast of New England, if you get to the right spots, you get 300 or even 400 years of boat traffic, and that's a lot of trash potentially being dumped into the water. So let's see if let's see how I make out. Let's see if I have something more interesting to show you than water. There's my truck, where my gear is. That's the bridge I was just underneath. Now I'm out on the other side where I'm actually going to dive. And if you look at that old dock and the old pilings that are associated with it, and you look especially at the tops of these houses and you see the age of those chimneys, I think they could be late 1700s, certainly early 1800s. So you can tell that's got some age to it. So I'm going to be sneaking up under these people's boats. Hopefully they don't think I'm doing some sort of sabotage, but that's the area I'm actually going to dive. I'm not going over by that bunch of boats. All I'm doing is from right about there out into the middle there. So we'll see how it goes. All my gear. A little flash flood here, but shouldn't hurt anything. Yeah, so the one old thing, like these are all pretty modern 1930s and 40s soda bottles. That was down there too. It looks like a big redware milk pan, it would be called, because it's huge. Big, flat, shallow thing that I believe they would put their milk in it and magically turn it into cheese by having it sit in this shallow pan. I'm like, whoa, don't tell. The only possibly decent bottle I got. Woo! Is that like an old whiskey? But no, not old enough. This one's 1910 or so. Real common around here. Leverett Street. The heck is that name? Berry and Company, Leverett Street, Boston. It's a tooled crown top. This is kind of neat. Decorate with the red coral. Put it in my hair or something. But that's it. And it was fun, but didn't get that real old one that I'd hoped from this old site. But you get the idea. It's a matter of luck and hitting the right spot that somebody else hasn't hit, and early dwellings along the side, and a current that for some reason leaves the bottles down the bottom instead of swirling them around and burying them deep in the silt, which is what it looked like I was dealing with down there today. But it was a good dive and it was fun. It was a good exercise and I didn't drown. But I hope that gives you some idea about Tidal River tides. I just wanted to show you, this is like 3 days after the dive. They're not good bottles, but they're people really like them for decorating. I like them a lot.